Hi class, this is your instructor, Kathy McGivern. I'm starting with the Earth as I introduce myself, partly because the Earth is pretty much what this course is all about, and because I've spent so much time studying and enjoying and teaching about the Earth. Where I've come from not too long ago is Iowa. In Iowa, I studied a lot of geology, and it was interesting there. There are lots of fossils and great rock layers in Iowa, but a whole lot of Iowa's geology is hidden under soil and cornfields and soybean fields. So I'm absolutely thrilled to be in Arizona, where the geology isn't so buried and where we have so many different landscapes. In fact, I think we have every landscape except seashore, and that's not very far away either. Family has always been very special to me, and that includes pets. I was born into a family with the Great Dane and had several large dogs after that. And then this 5-pound cat came into my life, and I discovered that I was a cat person as well as a dog person. Beyond pets, I really have a lot of love and respect for all animals. I mentioned that I'm from Iowa. I earned 2 bachelor's degrees from the University of Northern Iowa, where I also played tennis for 4 years. One degree was in biology with an emphasis in ecology, and the other was geology, and my master's degree was in geology from the University of Iowa. But I studied geology in many areas besides Iowa. The UNI Earth Science Department was very active, and part of my undergrad training included a 2-week field seminar in the Southwest, including a backpacking trip to the Grand Canyon. That included 2 treks into the canyon, one being rim to rim. We studied geology every day. We slept on geology every night, and also studied ecology and the ancient cultures. It was a great trip, and it really shaped the direction of my career. Grand Canyon is and always will be one of my favorite places on Earth. As part of my undergraduate work, I also did a research project with my advisor. We studied hundreds of fossil brachiopods with other fossils attached to them. We wanted to try and determine if the brachiopods were alive or dead when the smaller animals attached to them. That was a good research experience. At the end of my undergraduate geology degree came geology field camp. This was in the Big Wyoming. 8 weeks of tough field work. These days, field camps are quite a bit shorter, and even this one is about half the length it was then. It still feels like one of my homes away from home at the Bighorn Mountains. Years later, I worked at Iowa State University, and part of my job was to organize summer camps for high school and middle school students. And my old field camp area was one of the destinations for one of the high school camps that ran for 3 years. The thesis I did for my master's degree researched gravel from a cave in northwest Arkansas. The gravel had a huge number of animal remains from animals washed in by floods, and this is a sinkhole where some of the animals were dropping in through this sinkhole to the cave. I identified about 600 small mammal teeth to draw conclusions about climates during glacial times. So I learned how to identify many species by their teeth. To this day, I can identify some species, quite a number of them actually, better by their teeth than I can by actually seeing the whole animal. Graduate work in geology was really amazing. Well, we delved deeper into geologic topics we just scratched the surface on as undergraduates. When I started teaching, I spent every summer in geology and environmental workshops, from studying the environment as we rafted 100 miles along the Colorado River from Rocky Mountain National Park, where it starts, through Grand Canyon, to researching the effects of acid mine drainage in Colorado. There was one workshop that was partly in Iowa and partly in Colorado, and during the Iowa part, there was a hard hat decorating contest that I won with this hard hat. So there's a fossil snail here and some of the symbols of the common rock layers in Iowa: shale, limestone, sandstone. This is a picture you'll see in miniature as you work through the modules to draw your attention to important ideas. And this is super important too. This is what's so cool about geology, is that you can read rocks. You can tell whole stories from reading rocks. They're not just rocks, as you'll see. Another great experience, once again, studying small mammals and climate change. It was a 2-week Earthwatch experience in Nova Scotia, where this time I was studying live mammals. In between geology and environmental science activities, I enjoyed lots of hobbies such as hiking, cooking, music, writing, sewing, crafts, and so many more. I'm so excited to work with you through this class and look forward to sharing some of my other experiences and rocks with you where they fit in. And I look forward to learning about each of you as you share a video similar to this about you. Thanks for watching, and let's have a great semester.